Alright guys, BLM here. Time for another video. This is a video I've been wanting to shoot for a while, and that's another room tour video. This is my room tour for 2014, and yeah, that is my video game collection. I have a decent sized collection. I have 1,892 games, I believe. Even though I have a good amount of games, I wouldn't really consider my collection really that great, because I would say like 30-40% of it is filler. As you can see, like right there, like the white games right there are all sports. So I mean, there is filler in this collection, but I think if you actually take them out, I would still have a pretty good collection by its own right. But I'm just stating that even though my collection is pretty big, it's really not as great as what it initially looks like. But yeah, I have 4 bookshelves here. And then that side area there, my consoles are over here, that area, and there's TV which is playing The Walking Dead because it's Walking Dead Marathon on right now. This is my game collection. I guess I'll start off with the consoles first. Nothing's really changed since last year. So yeah, here are the consoles. At the top is PS3. Pretty dusty, damn. Kind of sad because I actually do use this all the time, yet it's still actually really dusty. But inside is Assassin's Creed 4. Yeah, I just beat it like 2 days ago. Great game. It has its issues, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm still playing it after I beat it, so I mean, it can't be that bad. PS2 controller that I use. Holy shit, is that dusty. Yeah, this is a wireless controller that I use. Again, it's pretty dusty, which is kind of sad because I just used this, but it's a good third-party controller, to be honest. A lot of people don't like third-party controllers, but I actually really enjoy that one. A Retron 3 with its controller up there, and then Genesis controller there. I don't have a Super Nintendo or NES controller, which is kind of surprising. You would think I would, but I actually don't. Yeah, I don't have a Super Nintendo or NES, actually. I just use the Retron. I do have a Genesis, but I never use it. My Retron it's kind of finicky. And for the first, year and a half that I had it, worked perfectly. However, recently it hasn't been working as well. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it right there, the button is jammed. I know I could probably unjam it, but I'm just too lazy to open it up and shit. Yeah, because of it, it's not actually plugged in right now. So, like, whenever I want to play it, I usually just put the game in and plug it in, and it turns on right away. Right there is the 360, which, to be honest, I've been playing a lot less of recently. I'm playing more of a PS3, but whatever, it's there. N64 and Dreamcast, both of which are not plugged in. Again, I just haven't been playing them recently. I guess Dreamcast actually played somewhat recently, but I mean, N64 I haven't played in forever. Then down there is Xbox and Wii, which I play kind of recently, even though those controllers look really dusty. God damn, I really need to dust this area. I really haven't done that in a while, but whatever. That's the red special edition Wii, and that's just a normal Xbox. Now over here is TV. Forgot how big. I think like 32-inch maybe. It's not that big. It is an HD TV, even though this channel isn't HD, so that's why it looks like this. But oh yeah, on top is a Wii sensor. This is a different TV than I had last year. Last year I had a CRT TV. However, that one broke, so I need to get a new one, so I am getting an HD one. A lot of people have been complaining to me, saying that I need to get an HD TV and shit. So yeah, I got one, but yeah, it's good with the 360 and PS3, but it's actually god-awful with fucking like N64 and stuff like that, but whatever. And here are some cords that are tangled up. Why? Because my freaking AV switcher broke again. I just bought another one like April. Yeah, it broke somehow. I don't know why. The rest of this area is not really worth mentioning. Like over here, if I can even open it, some VHS tapes and a whole bunch of random cassette tapes and stuff. Those aren't mine though, so. Then here, random shit. Nothing game related in here though. Again, more VHS tapes. Most of those are recordings of like either Power Rangers or Digimon or whatever shows I used to watch as a kid. And then these are just random like CDs and stuff. Alright, on to the actual collection. Now, as I said, I have like 1,892 games. This year, total, I probably picked up well over 1,000 games. However, ones I actually added to the collection are more like 800, a little bit over 800. So yeah, I got quite a bit of games this year. And what's so awesome is that a good amount of them were actually quality. Like some of the best games in my collection right now came from this year. I'm really happy about that, but I guess I'll start off with this first bookshelf here. I guess I'll start off at the top. Just some random stuff here. Oh, and also something else I want to mention. If something's on display in my collection, it doesn't mean that it's rare or expensive. It just means that I don't want it on the shelf, like with my other games, like this. So that's the main reason why. It's not because it's expensive. Like, there's just a slip cover thing for Far Cry 2. Game Boy case thing that has like 6 Game Boys in there, so like 5 or 6. Like 3 Game Boy Colors, Game Boy Advance, and original Game Boy. Over there, Prince of Persia, action figures, whatever. Infamous PS3 box thing, limited edition from last Black Friday. Over here, sealed, what's that? Pinball Hall of Fame, Gottlieb collection. Sealed Final Fantasy 12. Greatest Hits, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Solitaire in box, just nothing special. Slipcover thing for Dead or Alive Ultimate. Game Boy Advance case, which has my Game Boy Advance SP in there. A Pokemon memory game in the back. And then right here is my Nintendo GameCube. And all of that is above my Xbox 360 box. After that is my Nintendo Wii wheel. It's still sealed, still in there. Right there's my PSP. Which is actually in there as well. Right here, my Dreamcast collection, which I don't ever show because it's actually really pathetic. Really crappy Dreamcast collection. Tiny Hawk's Pro Skater is probably one of my favorites on there, though. Tokyo Extreme Racer 2, where is it? Right there. Is actually somewhat of an expensive game for some reason. I don't know why. It's like a $15, $20 game. I don't know why. Tee Off. That Japanese game right there is Power Stone. Really awesome. It's the only Dreamcast game I've played at any time recently. Really awesome game. I mean, I wish I had the American version, but I mean, I'll take the Japanese version. I got it for $5 at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, so I can't really complain that much. Hydro Thunder, great game. And then Crazy Taxi. It's probably the last good game worth mentioning. See, I only have like 28 or so Dreamcast games. I don't remember the exact number. After that is my Wii collection. Big fan of Nintendo Wii. I think it's an absolutely phenomenal console. I remember a few years ago, people were still hating on the Wii, saying it's such a terrible console. Yeah, I love it. I always love the Wii. Most of my games are the like cheaper type games. Like, I don't have that many Mario games or anything. I try to look for the hidden gems, but I do also have big pieces of shit, obviously. Like the first one here, Anubis 2, what a piece of crap. Baroque is a unique game, not really great. Billy the Wizard's a piece of crap also. Blastworks is great. The Calling, probably the most expensive Wii game I have. This is actually around the $40 game. It's a survival horror game. Usually survival horror games for the Wii go for a good amount of money, so if you ever see them, usually pick them up. They're usually worth something. Let's see, what's that? Castle Shikigami 3, great game. Counterforce, a very unique game. Like, I like it, yet it's not the greatest game. It's an okay arcade port, but it's really not that great. The Blob is good, Elbits, Excite Truck, Flips Twisted World, very mediocre game, but I kind of enjoy it a little bit. Just Dance, thank God for that. High School Musical, thank God for that. Kirby's Epic Yarn, great game. The Core Gang, really underrated gem. This game right here was in development for years. I mean, I believe 6 years or so. And it finally came out, and no one cared about it. It's a great game, though. Definitely pick that one up. Korra Rimpa, absolutely love this game as well. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Link's Crossbow Training, which I have a printed out cover. I actually got this from GameStop. Found a copy at GameStop that had a printed out cover, so I decided to get it. It's only like, was it 45 cents or something at GameStop now, so whatever. Mad World, great game, one of my favorites for the Wii, if not my favorite. Marvel Saga, Korra Rimpa, another great game. It's a sequel to the first Korra Rimpa that I just showed you. Mario Power Tennis is good. Metroid, Other M, and 3 great games. Muramasa, The Demon Blade, another underrated gem for the console. Absolutely love it. Naked Brothers Band, thank God for that. Oh, Mushroom Men, almost missed Mushroom Men. Great game as well. Amazing game. Nights into Dreams, No More Heroes 2, Alpuna. Poke Park, great game, even though it's kind of like a kid's game, but I actually really enjoyed it. Punch Out, greatest game here, Redneck Jamboree, still factory sealed. Red Steel's pretty good. Rubik's World, Rygar. Holy shit, I can't believe I forgot I had this. I really need to play this, it's a shooter. Damn. Samba de Domingo, what is this? Damn it, wrong game. Shaun White Skateboarding is still sealed. I actually want to play this, but I'm not going to open it up. I mean, there's really no point. I'm only going to play it probably like once or twice. Sonic and the Secret Rings, Soul Calibur Legends, Spyborgs. Great game here as well. Great beat 'em up. SSX, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, obviously great game. Tournament of Legends, Trauma Center, New Blood, Vertigo, Wii Fit, Wii Plus, Wii Play, Wii Sports, and then Wild Earth African Safari. That's my Wii collection. I have around 80 Wii games, I believe. So, yeah. Next up, my Xbox collection, which is my third biggest collection, I believe. I have 180, I believe, something to that nature. So yeah, let's start off over here. Actually, no, these are 2 Wii games here, actually. 2 that I don't have cases for, however, I consider them part of my collection because of the way they came. Wii Sports Resort and New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This one came with my red limited edition Wii thing. I just haven't printed out a cover for it because I can't find the cover for it. I absolutely love the original Xbox. I think it has some amazing games for it. I mean, Advent Rising, in my opinion, is a hidden gem. It's not the greatest game, but I mean, it's okay. Alter Echo I like, even though it's multi-platform. One of my favorite games, Aquaman. Really, it's a piece of shit, but I mean, whatever. Blinks I like. Blood Omen 2, again a multi-platform, but I do enjoy the game. Burnout games, again multi-platform, but I love those. Let's see. Dark Watch, one of my favorite games for the PS2 Xbox generation. Dead or Alive Ultimate 1 and 2. These are in that double pack thing, but 1 is actually still sealed, so that's pretty interesting. 2 is open for some reason, I don't know why. Dead or Alive 3, great platinum hits, but I absolutely love the game though. Destroy All Humans. Drake of the 99 Dragons. This game gets a lot of hate, and to be honest, it's not a good game, but for some reason I find myself somewhat enjoying this. Its art style is kind of interesting. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, it's god-awful, but I mean, it's interesting. And, I mean, the gameplay's terrible, but I somewhat enjoy it for some reason. Fable. Going down the shelf, Genma Onimusha, which I completely forgot I had until a few months ago. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, a pretty expensive game for the Xbox, around $20 game. Grabbed by the Ghoulies, I kind of enjoy it. I mean, it's not the best Rareware's ever done, but it's pretty cool. Grand Theft Auto 3 and San Andreas. San Andreas is another pretty expensive Xbox game around the $20 range for some reason. Guilty Gear X2, great game. Half-Life 2, Halos, let's see. Jade Empire, I find interesting. It's not my favorite game, but whatever. Jaws Unleashed, great game. Legacy Kane Defiance, love that game as well. Kung Fu Chaos is okay. Leisure Suit Larry. Sports. Mark Echo's Getting Up, kind of disappointed by that game. Was expecting a lot more, but whatever. Max Payne 1 and 2 is okay. Metal Gear Solid 2, probably my favorite Metal Gear Solid. On to the next shelf. More sports. Actually, Namco Museum 50th Anniversary is another somewhat expensive. I mean, it's not as expensive. It's probably around $10-15 or so, but whatever. Sports. More sports. Ninja Gaiden. Something I didn't mention before. The reason why I buy sports games and stuff is because at some point I would like to get a complete collection for some of these consoles. So if I see them, I might as well pick them up because at some point I would love to get a complete collection. That's the main reason I collect pretty much everything I see. Well, I know it's very unlikely that I'll get like a complete collection of PS2 or PS1 down there, but I still buy them anyway. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, great game. Otogi, absolutely love Otogi 2. Wish I had the first one. I don't for some reason, but whatever. The Outlaw games, Outrun 2, Prince of Persia, Red Dead Revolver, RoboCop, what a piece of shit game. Roller Coaster Tycoon, another somewhat expensive game, like $10-15, but it's really not that great of a game. Same thing with Scarface, another $10-15 game, but really not that great of a game. And the final shelf, Soul Calibur 2, absolutely love it. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, another $10-15 game for some reason. Star Wars Battlefront 2, probably my most expensive Xbox game. I mean, it's not a rare game by any means, but it's expensive. Mainly because people want it, and right now it's really going up in price, mainly because of the Christmas season and stuff. Right now it's around the $40 range. Usually it stays around the $30 range, but whatever. It's a good game, but it's not really my favorite, but whatever. Knights of the Old Republic, great game. Siberia, a game I picked up at Portland Retro Gaming Expo that I still haven't played yet. I really want to, though. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Terminator, The Thing, great game. Thrillville, used to have a lot of fun with that as a kid. Time Splitters 2, one of my favorite games of all time. Tomb Raider Legend, Tony Hawk's, Turok, Ultimate Spider-Man, The Warriors, great game. And yeah, that's all my Xbox collection. And going to the bottom shelf, this is all my handhelds, or at least most of my handhelds. Those are all my Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Original, and Game Boy Color games. 3DS, N-Gage, and then DS. DS is a console that I love, but I just can't find games for it. That's why whenever I find games complete, I usually pick them up. A few of these are sealed, like Myst right here, and Namco Museum DS, and America's Test Kitchen. And also Cheetah Girls right there is sealed. I do have some games I love, like WarioWare and Trauma Center, and Puzzle Quest, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Diamond. That Japanese game right there is the Japanese version of Polarium. Got that at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo as well. I believe I paid like $2 or $3 for it. Hotel Dusk is good. Hannah Montana is my favorite, obviously. And then Legendary Starfleet is probably the last one worth mentioning. Other than my 3DS collection, I don't have that many games, only 5, and they're really not the best titles. Mainly because they're kind of expensive still. I'm a really cheap collector, if you don't know. But yeah, 3DS games. I love Shinobi, love Pilot Wings, love Steel Diver, love Ghost Recon. Pretty much the only game here I don't love is Centipede, but whatever. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the N-Gage. I used to have an N-Gage as a kid, actually. Surprisingly, I don't think anyone really did. But I didn't. I mean, it's an okay console. It could be a lot better, but it's a console that I really want to collect for because I just love these cases and everything, and it's somewhat nostalgic. And also, I need to get this for the Tony Hawk collection because I want to get every Tony Hawk game at some point. It's not going to happen for a while, but whatever. My only CDI game, Lords of the Rising Sun. Never plan on getting a CDI unless it's like really dirt cheap, but whatever. Game Boy games. Really pain in the ass to display these. That's why they're like this. I mean, I guess I'll try to point out some of the better ones. Oh yeah, there's Game Gear. Completely forgot I even had those, to be honest. I mean, this may not look like that much, but it's actually like around 200 games, so yeah. Right there, obviously, is Pokemon Gold. Conker's Pocket Tales. Metal Walker is a great game. When it comes to Game Boy Color, there's really nothing that great that I have. I mean, there's I believe near the front actually. These are all in alphabetical order, obviously. Yeah, Dragon Warrior 3. It's in terrible shape, but it's a great game. Some Mickey's Racing Adventure. Was that Magical Tetris Challenge? Stuff like that. NHL Blades of Steel. Yeah, just crap like that. Original Game Boy. I mean, like Balloon Kid is pretty cool. Batman is somewhere in there. But to be honest, my original Game Boy collection is pretty crap. A Game Boy Advance collection, which is easily my favorite out of the Nintendo handhelds. Absolutely love the Game Boy Advance. I mean, Kirby's Dream Land's right there. I don't know, like trying to find someone worth mentioning. American Tail is a pretty good platform. Ballistic, great game. Beyblade, used to love it as a kid. I mean, that red cart right there is Donkey Kong Country. Got it for really cheap at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo because it was colored red. Drill Dozer's great. Those two are Pokemon games, obviously. Emerald and Fire Red. Tony Hawk's, great games for the most part. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. And there's other decent ones like WarioWare and stuff like that in here, but not going to go through it all. I do have more Game Boy games and stuff like that, but they're all boxed and they're with the other box games, which I'll show you later. Over here, pretty much between these two shelves, is my Guitar Hero World Tour box with the guitar actually in there. Guitar Hero 3, Legend of Rock. This is like a real example of, even though something's on display, it doesn't mean that it's expensive. This is mainly here because I have the NTSC version of the game, and this is the PAL version, so I might as well put the PAL version somewhere, so I put it there. Dance pads, that's fun. The main reason this like empty section right here is because there's a plug-in behind there, and that's where my like TV and stuff is plugged in using. So I kind of needed it there. All right, on to shelf number 2. I guess I'll start off at the bottom. Here are my N64 games. I believe I have like 107 maybe N64 games. But I have to be honest, my N64 is probably my most neglected console right now. I really don't play it ever. I mean, I haven't played it in probably like 6 months or so. I mean, it's been forever. A lot of these aren't in the greatest shape either, but at one point I was trying to get a complete N64 collection. I kind of lost interest now. I mean, I do at some points. This is not really that difficult, but I mean, it's not really my focus right now. So, I pretty much have the majority of the sports games for the N64. I pretty much have all the sports games that are like dirt cheap. I don't have the expensive ones like the International Superstar Soccer or whatever. But I do have like the common ones like Madden and stuff like that. I do have some games I do enjoy playing, like 1080, snowboarding. Right there, the Tony Hawk, Shadow Man, one of my favorite games. Space Station Silicon Valley, somewhat expensive game. Like, not really that expensive, but it is kind of hard to find. Tom and Jerry is somewhere in there that's kind of enjoyable. Of course, I have Mario Kart and Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, what's there? Mia Hamm Soccer. I don't have the Mario Parties, and I don't have the Zeldas. I don't know why, but I just can't find them. It really pisses me off. Right here is Donkey Kong 64. But yeah, I also have like Jet Force Gemini, Pilot Wings, stuff like that. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. But it's really a pain in the ass to show you these, so whatever. Over here, Atari games. This is literally all I have, and this is really all I really care to have. I'm not a big Atari fan. I mean, it's just before my time when it comes to 2600 and 5200. I really have no incentive to collect for it. I mean, if I find it for cheap, of course I'll buy it. But I mean, I'm not going out of my way to get it. So I don't actually have an Atari right now, but I do have some games. I do have a Jaguar game that's in terrible shape, but it's Evolution Dino Dudes. 5200 game, Pac-Man, obviously the most common game for the console. And then right here is random Atari 2600 games like Journey Escape and Demon Attack is actually a great game. Over here, NES games. Don't have that many either. Again, I do have a couple more like boxed ones. Same thing with the N64. And I'll show you those later, but here are the loose carts. Nothing that good. I mean, my NES collection is really lacking because I really don't play it that much, and I'm not really a big NES fan either. I mean, I didn't really play most of these as a kid, so I don't really have that much nostalgia for it, so I don't really have any incentive on collecting it, but again, I'll pick them up if they're cheap. Like, I mean, I did play, of course, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario's Duck Hunt. But, yeah, I did play that as a kid, obviously. And Super Mario Bros. 2, great games. Yeah, the rest of these, like, I didn't play until just recently, like Total Recall and Top Gun and stuff like that. Willow is actually a pretty good game. Ring King, RC Pro-Am I did play as a kid, absolutely love that game. Mappy Land, Marble Madness, absolutely love that game as a kid as well. Mag Max, pretty interesting game. Legendary Wings is a great game. Iron Sword. But yeah, as you can see, like, most of my games are common titles. Actually, all my games are common titles. Double Dragon 2 is okay. Dr. Mario's good. Elevator Action I used to play as a kid. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, and this is Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy, which is actually a pretty decent platformer, considering that's a Camerica game. You'd think it's a piece of crap, but it's actually pretty decent. But yeah, this is actually like 50-so games, like 55, 58, somewhere around there. Alright, on to my PS2 collection, which is my biggest collection. I have almost 400 games for the PS2. Absolutely love the console. And of course, as you can see there, I do have some shit, but I mean, I do have some pretty good titles. So I'll start off at the bottom. Two of my favorite games right there, Zone of the Enders 1 and 2. Great games, some of my favorite games for the console, absolutely love them. Yakuza, absolutely love Yakuza, it's such a great game. 13, Virtual Fighter 4, the two versions of it. Twisted Metal Head On, this is still sealed. I don't know if you can see that, yeah, there. So, yay. Twisted Metal Black, Tony Hawk's again, Tomb Raider, Tiger Woods, thank God for that. Time Splitters, great game. Tekken, absolutely love Tekken. Swashbucklers, a very unique game. If you haven't played this, I kind of recommend it. It's not a good game, but it's actually something that's kind of worth playing in my opinion. Summoner 1 and 2, still haven't played those. Stuntman, Sub Rebellion, pretty unique game. Stunt GP is great. Star Wars again. Star Ocean, Till the End of Time. Still haven't played it, just don't have the time. I mean, I've been playing so many games recently. SSX, Splashdown. Next shelf here, Sphinx is a great game. Played on the GameCube, I haven't played the PS2 version, but whatever. Soul Calibur 3, SOCOM, Sly Cooper, need the other ones, but whatever. Simpsons, Skateboarding, Silent Line, Armored Core, Silent Scope, Silent Hill 3, one of my favorite horror games of all time. Great game, need to get the second one though. Shadow Man 2, very disappointing. I'm a big fan of Shadow Man, yet Shadow Man 2 is just such a disappointment. Gundam Force, one like hell, a very cheesy horror game, but I find some enjoyment out of it. Rygar, Rough Trigger. Rock Bands, RPG Maker 2, Resident Evils, Ratchet and Clank, need the third one, but whatever. Rayman 3, great game. Radiata Stories, need to get to playing that sometime. R-Type Final, yeah. Over here, Phantom Brave has a soundtrack. Pac-Man Worlds, Onimusha 2 and 3, Oni, Okage, and Nightmare Before Christmas. Pretty good game, actually. And then a pretty obscure game, very hard to find game, and it's somewhat expensive, around the $40 range. So definitely give that one a try if you see it. It's actually a very unique game. Going on to a shelf I like to call the piece of shit shelf, mainly because it's mostly filled with pieces of shit. So yeah, sports. Neo Geo Battle Coliseum's good, but then more sports. NBA Street Volume 2 I actually really enjoy, and then more sports. Nano Breaker, pretty decent game, I guess. Nano Breaker was a game I was looking for forever, until I finally found it at the Portland Metro Gaming Expo for like $2 or something. Finally got it, and went home, played it, and it's really not that good. Mojo and Monster Jam. Mobile Light Force 2, which I believe is Castle Shikigami 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, I forgot, but this is actually a really good game. Even though it doesn't really look like it, but it is. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, Metal Arms, Maximo, Mark Echoes again, and then Monokemia. Around a $15 game, so whatever. And then more sports. Up another shelf, which this one is kind of like two. I mean, I pretty much have this shelf right here, and just put a piece of cardboard, and then another shelf on top of it. Just because I'm completely out of room. Like, I normally wouldn't stack my games like that, but I'm kind of in like the N64 games, and those, and my Game Boy Advance games, stuff like that. I normally wouldn't stack these like that, but I kind of have to because I have no space left. Like, my PS1 collection is even more ridiculous than this, but I mean, it's just, I'm running out of room and I need to find more ways to fit stuff in here, so whatever. But yeah, some decent games here, like Lumines, Lucinda Green's Equestrian Challenge is actually like pretty hard game to find, like $10-15 too, so I don't know. Spyro's pretty cool. Soul Reaver 2, one of my favorites. Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and Rechain of Memories. Oh, absolutely love the first Kingdom Hearts. Haven't played the second one yet. Just don't have time yet. Kinetica, Killer 7, Kessen 1, 2, and 3. Jack and Daxter 1 and 2. Don't have the third one, but I don't really have any incentive in buying it other than for collector's reasons. Jade Cocoon 2. iNinja. Hot Shots Golf 3 and 4. Haven. Probably one of the biggest underrated gems for the PS2. Definitely give this game a try if you ever see it. It's a great game. Guitar Heroes, Grand Theft Autos, Gran Turismos. On to the next shelf. Golden Compass, yay for that. GoldenEye, one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever played for the PS2. God of Wars, obviously, great games. Giants, Sis and Kabuto. Fur Fighters, Flipnik, oh my god, I cannot say enough good things about this game. I absolutely love this game. If you ever see this, definitely give it a try. It's a fantastic pinball game. After that, Final Fantasy 12, this is the copy I used to play because I have that sealed copy right there. Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, I love 10. 10 is one of my favorite games of all time. 10-2 is, in my opinion, one of the biggest disappointments I've ever played. Family Guy, Escape from Monkey Island, Dynasty Warriors 3 and 4, Dragon Ball Z's, Budokai 1, 2, 3, Tenkaichi 2, and Tenkaichi 3, and then Sagas. Missing Infinite World and Super Dragon Ball Z. I believe those are the only two for PS2 that I'm missing. Obviously, the most expensive one, though, is Tenkaichi 3. This is probably my most expensive PS2 game, I would say. I mean, and this one is the version that comes with the bonus disc, which is pretty much just a countdown of the best fights and stuff like that. But pretty cool. And then Devil May Cry, absolutely love those. Deus Ex is a great port on the PS2. And then Destroy All Humans 2, great game. And I have Destroy All Humans 1 on the top shelf. Dark Cloud is there. Crazy Taxi. Crash Nitro Kart, Call of Duty's Finest Hour is still sealed. Bully, great game. The Bouncer, one of my favorite games on PS2. Bombastic, also a great puzzle game. It's the spiritual successor to Devil Dice. It's in the same series in Japan, yet here it's not, but whatever. ATV Off-Road Furies, I actually love those games, even though they're pretty common like sports games, but I do actually like those games. Armored Core games, don't like those games, but they're kind of expensive. I mean, like in the $10, $15 range, so I kind of get them anyway. Are You Smart and the 5th Graders Sealed. Arctic Thunder, great game. Art Alka 2, another somewhat expensive game. Like around the, I believe, $30 range, somewhere around there. Just random stuff there. Oh yeah, that bowling game there is sealed as well. Adventures of Cookie and Cream and Ace Combat. And then I have the backup to even show you this. Right there is a sealed, well not sealed, just never played PS2 ceramic white, PS2 Slim ceramic white. Right next to that is my PSP box and then a Super Joy box. That PS2 ceramic white actually goes for a decent amount of money. I mean, it's not the most common console to find. Most of the versions that you see are like the SingStar version or whatever, but this one's actually just it by itself. Alright, there is a regular PS2 Slim that I just put there because I have nowhere else to put it. NES cleaning kit, again, just put it there because I have nowhere else to put it. A sealed copy of Tomb Raider. I believe I got that for like $7 at the Portland Retro Game Expo, which is a pretty good deal considering it goes for like 30 or 40. So that was a pretty good deal. And then one of my probably my favorite thing in my collection is that sealed copy of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, greatest hits, but whatever, I'll take it. Sealed, got it for like $3 at their store. Worth around, I mean, 70 maybe? It's not the most expensive thing in my collection, but it's just something that I absolutely love because I love the game. After that, Pokemon Treasure Kit thing. Inside of it is a whole bunch of manuals and stuff. I actually have more over there, so I just have so many that it really doesn't even fit in there anymore. But though in there is just some decent stuff, nothing really that spectacular. I mean, I believe like Super Mario Sunshine manual and stuff like that, but nothing that great. The outside to the Pac-Man Power Pack, nothing special again. Alright, and on to my next shelf. Over here on the top is a PS1, just really nothing special. That carrying case has all my disc-only games that I don't have already for pretty much every console with the exception of PS1, so yeah. Alright, there's a Plane Trade Insider card thing, which my Plane Trade closed, but I still keep it there anyway. Grand Theft Auto double pack thing. PS3 copy of Resistance 2, main Resistance Stairs, because that's the PAL version. I already have the American version, so I might as well. Right there, you can barely even see it, but that's my 3DS box. And right there is my Nintendo Wii box. On the actual top of the shelf, I guess I'll save Game Boy Advance for when I do the next shelf, but over here's my PSP games. I just recently got my PSP back, so whatever. I mean, have some decent games like Daxter and Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. Crush is a great game. Hot Shots Golf, absolutely love that one. Ratchet & Clank's good. Tony Hawk, Wipeout Pure. And then right here's my box N64 games. Not that many, and most of these came from the Portland Retro Game Expo. Actually, most of my box games, even the ones over here, almost all of them came from the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. We got Cruisin', Cyber Tiger, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, and my favorite one, obviously, is Super Mario 64, which is my favorite game of all time, so I'm extremely happy to have this in the box. After that is my PS3 collection, which I love the PS3, as I mentioned earlier. It's probably my favorite out of the last-gen consoles. I do have less games for the PS3 than I do for like the 360, which is over here, but I still have a decent amount. I mean, all of these were bought this year, because I just got my PS3 last year. Actually, I had one before, but it broke, but that's a long story. All these have been rebought. I mean, I have like 60-something games. I mean, of course, there's some sports right there, but, I mean, overall, I still have a pretty good PS3 collection, in my opinion. I mean, I'm missing a whole bunch of titles, obviously, but, I mean, I still have a good amount of games that I love to play, like Alice Madness Returns, Anarchy Reigns, Assassin's Creed 3, obviously what I'm playing right now, which is Assassin's Creed 4, Bulletstorm, Dark Souls, absolutely love that game. Dead Island's okay, I guess. I know a lot of people love it, but I don't. The games that came with the PS3, Infamous 2 and Uncharted 2 are still sealed. I made a mistake of opening Infamous 1 and Uncharted 1. I did want to play them, but I kind of regret opening them because I want to get the games in their actual cases and stuff, so the actual retail copies, but what are you going to do? Over there, Oblivion, which is greatest hits, which kind of sucks, but whatever. God of War 3, great game. Haze is a very mediocre game. Heavy Rain. This is still sealed. Jack and Daxter collection. This is why I have no intention of getting 3 to actually play it, because I already have it on here. But this is still sealed. Just haven't had the time to play it yet. Lollipop Chainsaw, another one of my favorite games. Mass Effect 2, another one of my favorite games. Metal Gear Solid 4, not one of my favorite games, but I know a lot of people like it. Motorstorm, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 is pretty cool. Prototype, Resident Evil 4, Resistance 1 and 2. Another sealed game, just because I haven't had time to play it. I just got this one though, so this one's kind of more excusable. Shadows of the Damned. Yeah, great game. I already played it in the past. It's fantastic. Then after that is Soul Calibur 4 and 5. Then Virtual Fighter 5, and obviously one of my favorite games of all time, The Walking Dead. Absolutely love this fucking game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Just fucking brilliant title. And I actually just got 400 Days the other day, and I still need to get Season 2, Episode 1. I don't know if I'm going to wait for them to release it in retail copy, or if I'm going to just end up buying it digitally, but whatever. Alright, moving on to my 360 collection. 360, I don't remember. I think it's over 100, I believe. Like 100 and something. Yeah, I really don't remember. But I love the 360 as well. I'm not saying that the 360 is a bad console. It's just that I personally like the PS3 a lot more. I mean, I also use my PS3 for like YouTube and Amazon Instant Video and stuff like that. So I mean, I kind of use it more. But yeah, 360. I love the 360 as well. Some great games like Alan Wake. I have the other Assassin's Creed games for the 360 as well. I actually have 2 copies of Assassin's Creed 3. But I plan on rebuying most of the multi-platform games for 360 on the PS3. Mainly because, as I said, I play it more. Bayonetta is a great game. Left 4 Dead 2. Also Odyssey, Cameo, great game as well. Gun, love that game. Halo 3 is good. Guilty Gear 2, been playing that one recently. Final Fantasy 13, love it even though a lot of people hate it. Fallout 3, Eternal Sonata, really need to play that, just haven't gotten to it yet. One of my favorite games of all time right here. Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, love that game. Duke Nukem, Dead Rising, Darksiders, The Darkness, Dark Sector, Crackdown 1 and 2, one I definitely want to rebuy for PS3, Catherine, fucking brilliant game. Hard as hell at some points, but I mean, it's fucking brilliant. Bully Scholarship Edition, somewhat expensive, I mean around $20. Bioshock 1 and 2, great games. Want to get the original copy of Bioshock though. Don't have that right now. And then the second shelf here, Lost Via Dominus. A pretty crappy game, but I mean, it's Lost. I love Lost, so whatever. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Mass Effect 3, great game. Want to rebuy that one for PS3 as well. I have this, Michael Phelps, Push the Limit, factory sealed. Thank God for that one. MX vs. ATV Untamed. Actually, a somewhat uncommon game for 360. Kind of expensive. A little bit. Like $10, $15, I believe. Haven't checked it in a while, but last time I checked it was that much. Need for Speed Hot Pursuits. 99 Nights, great game. Ninja Blade, great game. Operation Darkness, crappy game, but it's an Atlas title. Another sealed game here. Automedius, excellent. I mean, I don't know if I should open this or not. I mean, I kind of want to play it, but I don't know. I just think if I open it, I'll only play it once and never play it again, so I think it'll be kind of a waste. That copy of Overlord 2 is a PAL version. Prey, Project Gotham Racing, Shaun White Skateboarding, actually kind of like that game. Another uncommon 360 game, Star Trek Legacy. I don't know about this game. I don't personally enjoy it, to be honest, but it is around $20 game, so I got it. Another pretty uncommon game for 360, TMNT. This one goes for like $40. Who the fuck knew? I mean, I don't understand why, but it does. More games there, Too Human, Vampire Rain, Vanquish, one of my favorite games. Vortex, pretty cool. And another really uncommon game, World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. Another $40 game for absolutely no reason. Yeah, that's my 360 collection. And on to... oh wait, I guess for Saturn. I don't have a Saturn, so that's why it's so small and so pathetic. But Cyber Speedway and Last Gladiators I actually kind of do want to play. The other two are hockey games, so I have no interest. But on to my PS1 collection, which, as you can see here, is kind of big. I mean, I have 240 maybe? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I just completely forgot. But I have a good amount of PS1 games. There's freaking 3 stacks over here, and then 1 more up here. And then here's the 5 long box games I have. Nothing good, though. All sports with the exception of Off-Road Interceptor Extreme, which isn't really that good of a game either, so nothing special there. I have some pretty decent PS1 games, too. I mean, if you actually look at the titles, I mean, I do have some crap, but I do have some good ones. I'll point them out, like Alundra 2, Ape Escape, one of my favorites. Let's see, Blaster Master, Blasting Again, pretty unique title. Blood Omen, love that game, even though it's pretty outdated nowadays. Bloody Roar 2, Bubsy 3D, love that game, obviously. Let's see, Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, one of my favorite games on the console, if not my favorite game on the console. The Crash games, Crash Bash, Croc 1 and 2, Devil Dice, Dino Crisis, Driver 2's okay. And then onto this, like the bottom shelf, which is really one shelf. However, you can't, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's actually cardboard in between these two. So that, yeah, I think you can see it there. So it's stacked on top of each other. But yeah, up there, just 2 games that don't fit anywhere else. And then PK's Place 3, Carlos at the Races. A game that wasn't really released or anything. Not expensive, really cheap because no one wants them. But I mean, it's pretty cool, I guess. Some more games here, like Final Fantasy 7. Don't have 8 or 9. I don't know why I can't find them, but I can't. So, what are you gonna do? Gran Turismo's, Grand Theft Autos, Harry Potter, Hydro Thunder, Jade Cocoon, pretty cool game there. Soul Reaver, one of my favorite games of all time. Legend of Legaia. Let's see, Madden's, thank God for that. Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, 1 and VR missions. Probably one of the more common games in my collection, but definitely one of my favorites. Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Really cheap game if you don't know, but this one's in terrible shape. But really cheap game, but it's just something that I love so much. Obviously that's a joke because it's actually like the most expensive game in my collection. It's around a $150 game. It's not in the greatest shape as you just saw, but it's still a $150 game. So I mean, I'm not going to complain. I got it for less than $1 at a garage sale, so even for that I'm not going to complain. I wish I had the Mega Man Legend games though, but I don't. Mobile Light Force, which is a port of Gunbird, which is a pretty cool game. Yeah, on to the next shelf. This one's mostly sports, I have to be honest. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of NBA, NCAA, NFL. Blitz is in there. It's actually a pretty good game. And so is Need for Speed. That Nuclear Strike right there is still sealed. Oddworld, Abe's... Actually, I can just pull these out, actually. Yeah, still sealed. Still has the hang tab on the back. Abe's Odyssey, one of my favorite games on the console as well. I mean, there's some other decent ones, like Pinball and stuff. Let's see, Resident Evil 2, pretty good game. Don't have any of the others for some reason. Saga Frontier 2, great game. Shadow Man again. Sorry for that cut there, just realized that some of these games are actually out of alphabetical order and I didn't notice it, but whatever. Sim Theme Park. This one is still sealed, if I can get it out. Sled Storm, still sealed. Then the bottom shelf here, Xenogears, Wipeout, Wild Arms, Vandal Hearts, the Twisted Metals, the Tony Hawks, Trag is a pretty cool game, I guess. Tomb Raiders, Theme Park, Tetris, Tenchu, Siphon Filters, and Spyro games there. Oh, and Speed Punk's one of my favorite games for the console. But yeah, that's my entire PS1 collection. Alright guys, time for the final shelf. Yay! And stuff. Okay, this is my Genesis collection. A very crappy collection, to be completely honest. I'm not proud of my Genesis collection. I think it's pretty much almost all crap. However, I used to play the Genesis as a kid, so I kind of have some nostalgia towards it, but I really need to get some of the titles I played as a kid. But one that I did play was Aladdin right there, great game. And Animaniacs is a good game as well. DJ Boy is a pretty shitty game, but I mean, whatever. What is that? Lion King and Mortal Kombat. Then sports. Well, NBA Jam's pretty good. Yeah, sports. Sonic 3 is probably not one of the better ones, but really not that good. And then here are the paper boxes. Just nothing special. Zoop. Yeah. And then loose carts. I don't know. Actually, I completely forgot I had this. Budokan. I completely forgot I had that. I need to play that. Some crap. Rastin Saga 2, Sonic 1 and 2, Star Trek Next Generation, and Toy Story. So yeah, not the best Genesis collection, but what are you gonna do? Up here, Super Nintendo. I love the Super Nintendo. I don't think there's anyone that absolutely hates the Super Nintendo, but my collection was crap at the beginning of the year. However, during this year, I've actually gotten a good amount of good games. Like right there, Super Mario Kart and Super Mario World. There's some of the crap. Tiny Toon Adventures. That's pretty cool. Yoshi's Island. Super Mario All-Stars and Super Mario World. I don't have Super Mario All-Stars by itself, but I have the double pack thing. Street Fighter 2, SimCity, RoboCop 3, Shaq Fu. Thank God for Shaq Fu. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Probably one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. Absolutely love this game. I'm an enormous fan of Power Rangers, if you don't know. So, I mean, I kind of have to love that game. It's just amazing. Miss Pac-Man, NBA Jam again. Other stuff. Mario Paint, Link to the Past there, Lion King. Kirby Superstar. More crap. Firepower 2000. Fatal Fury is that really beat up one. And F-Zero. And then some more over here. Batman Returns. Chuck Rock. Contra 3, another pretty expensive one. Then the Donkey Kong Countries and Earth Defense Force. So yeah, that's my Super Nintendo collection. It doesn't look like that much, but it's actually like 100 games or so. So, yeah. I do have more on top, but whatever. On to the GameCube collection, which is pretty much the majority of the shelf. Absolutely love the GameCube. I do want to get a complete collection at some point. However, it's going to take a lot longer than what I originally planned. But what are you going to do? I do have some good games. Yu-Gi-Oh! Frostbound Kingdom, used to have that one as a kid. Hated it, but whatever. Wave Race is pretty good. Beautiful Joe is pretty good. Tony Hawk's, absolutely love them. One of the more expensive ones, which I don't know why this one's so expensive, but whatever. Time Splitters Feature Perfect, around a $30, $35 game for some reason. I don't know why. It's a great game, but I mean, I don't think it should be that expensive. Super Smash Bros. Melee, Summoner, Super Monkey Ball, Super Mario Strikers, Star Fox Adventures, Spyro, Spider-Man, Sphinx, Soul Calibur 2, probably the best version of the game because it has Link. The Sonic game, Sonic Heroes is great. Shrek 2, used to play that one as a kid. Second Sight is pretty cool. Robotech. Another one of the more expensive games. Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Another like $30, $35 game. Resident Evil 4. Pokemon Coliseum. Some sports games right there. And then Paper Mario. Thousand Year Door. Great game. On to the rest. Sports over there. With the exception of Naruto and Namco Museum. Another one of the more expensive games, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. Metroid Prime 1 and 2, Mario Party 6, missing the other ones for some reason. Mary Kay and Ashley, oh my god. Mario Kart, Double Dash, Mario Golf. All of the frickin' Maddens with the exception of 06. Luigi's Mansion, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker. Great games, obviously. Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters, Go-Go Hypergrind, Geist. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, F-Zero GX, and on to the final GameCube shelf, which this one's really not that good, but, I mean, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2's in there, which is a somewhat expensive game. Cubics, another copy of Crazy Taxi, Codename Kids Next Door, I used to watch that show as a kid. The greatest game ever, Charlie's Angels, great game, obviously. Cell Damage, Bionicles, Billy Hatcher's a great game. Beyblade, Amazing Island. I absolutely love this game. This is, in my opinion, a very underrated gem. If you like Mario Party and stuff like that, I really recommend it. It's actually pretty good. And then 1080 Avalanche. And then after that, it's just some PC games, the ones in cases and boxes. Not a PC collector yet. I somehow stumble across some. Like, I do pick up some every now and then. Like, I did pick up, like, Final Fantasy VIII on purpose and stuff. And I did pick up, like, Bioshock limited edition on purpose. But, I mean, everything else, I just ended up getting either for free or for, like, 25 cents or something. And it just amassed to this. And then there's some more I'll show you later. But yeah, I don't know. It comes with a soundtrack and a making of DVD, so that's pretty cool. Star Wars Old Republic, would probably never play that. These boxed ones, Battlefield expansion thing here, and Madden are sealed, so that's pretty cool. And Speed Busters right here in the big box. The game inside is sealed. The actual box itself is not. It's actually ripped. But the game inside, like the CD case, is sealed, so that's pretty cool as well. Then to the top, yeah. The only item in my collection that I bought on eBay is right there, which is Kinnikuh Banzuke GB2 for the Game Boy Color, which I'm a big fan of Kinnikuh Banzuke, so I needed to get that game, so got that. It's probably the worst one out of the bunch, as there's at least 3 of them for the Game Boy Color, but that's probably the worst one, but whatever. It was only $5, so I'm not going to complain that much. A Sonic plush, a Genesis on top of a Sega Dreamcast box, making of Assassin's Creed art book, Odama box with the microphone on there, Spider-Man plug and play, which I don't even know why it's there, to be honest, Retron 3 box, Clico head-to-head hockey, Sega Dreamcast Astro Pad, which is a third-party controller, a binder right there, which I just showed in my last pickup video, which is filled with PS1 games, disc-only ones, some pretty good ones like Tail Concerto, Digimon World 2, Herc's Adventures. Over here, boxed Super Nintendo games. Let's see, pretty much crap with the exception of Magical Quest, starring Mickey Mouse, but even this one's in terrible shape. Got that one at Portland for like, what was it, $3 maybe? $5? Somewhere in that range, really cheap. But happy to get that. But the rest are really mediocre. Then box NES games, again, pretty much mediocre, but got them all at Portland. Probably my favorite is Captain Skyhawk, though. Love that game. The rest are crap. Box Game Boy games, nothing special there. And box Game Boy Advance games, Dragon Ball Z, Legacy Goku's pretty cool. Let's see, Namco Museum, Pirates of the Caribbean. Shaman King and Pong right here. These two are sealed. This Sorry was sealed, but that was a mistake I made when I just started collecting. It was sealed. However, I opened it up because I thought the seal was fake, because look at this seal. It looks fucking fake as hell, but it actually turned out to be real. I kind of regretted it years ago, but now I really couldn't give two shits because it's not really worth anything extra being sealed. But I mean, I guess it would have been cool to still have it sealed, but I'm not really going to complain too much. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! Sacred Cards is pretty cool because I used to have that one as a kid. But yeah, that is essentially the entire collection in terms of the 4 shelves right there. I mean, there's some extra stuff here which I'm about to show you. A lot of it's not gaming related, but well, I'll show you anyway. Right here are 2 posters that I have up. Shadow Man, because it's one of my favorite games, and Shadow of the Colossus just because it's an awesome poster. I don't even have Shadow of the Colossus, the game. I don't know why, I just haven't found it. Over here, just some display stuff. Like, this is a toy of a mech thing that I just found recently. I don't even know what series it's from, but got it. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, display box. Assassin's Creed 3 strategy guide, still sealed. CD Game Exchange bag. Underneath that is a mailing envelope from Seth Gostellum, but he drew a picture of Kratos, and I just can't throw it away. I mean, and inside there are more posters, but there's really nothing worth putting up in there. Over here, more strategy guides. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, Final Fantasy 13. John Woo's Stranglehold is still sealed. A couple Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, and Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. That one really beat up right there. The one that, like, the side is completely ripped off. That is Super Mario 64. And then right underneath that is a really beat up copy of Super Mario Sunshine. And then some Tony Hawk ones. And then at the bottom is World of Warcraft, which I just somehow stumble across those for some reason. Oh yeah, I forgot to show these when I was showing this. Right here is a Power Ranger plug and play. I don't know. And then right there is a Guitar Hero guitar. More stuff over here. Box for Spy Hunter for the Game Boy Advance. Looking for the game, just can't find it. More manuals and stuff right there. Some pretty good ones are actually right here. I mean, the top ones right here, these are actually just from my last pickup video. Some pretty decent PS1 ones. Just a Spyro outside thing. Then here are some pretty good ones. I got the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I mean, Pokemon Gold, Mario Parties, Jet Force Gemini, F-Zero, GoldenEye, Donkey Kong Country, Legend of Zelda's, yeah, Majora's Mask, Mario Kart 64, another Mario Kart 64, yeah. Some pretty good ones in there. Got those at Portland for, I believe, like $1 a piece or so. Like, something really cheap. Yeah, right there's an old iPod just there because I have nowhere else to put it. Weekend Pass from Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Pamphlet thing from the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Some, backer cards. A Sonic comic thing. I don't collect comics, so it's just there. And this is what I was talking about when I was talking about PC games. I have more. Oh yeah, back here, I don't know if you can see that. There's a couple CDs and stuff, just nothing special. But, yeah, more PC games. I'm not a PC collector, as I said, but somehow I just stumble across these. I have something to the nature of like 60 or so PC games, and I hardly bought any of them. I mean, some of them I do, like if they're like 25 cents or so. But I mean, most of these I just got for free, which is kind of sad. Oh yeah, and a Halo book. But I mean, there's some pretty unique ones here, like A3, which is a Korean MMO. I mean, American McGee's Alice is in there. That's a pretty good game. Sealed Bionicle, which that's also a PAL version, so that's like double interesting. That's Doom on floppies. Sealed Jeopardy. Sealed Missile Command. Mario Teaches Typing. Myst. Sealed Theme Park. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, and Roller Coaster Tycoon, Panzer Dragoon. But yeah, over here, just miscellaneous stuff. Just ran out of room for this stuff, so I don't even know what's even in here. Oh yeah, some bags from Pink Gorilla. A sealed web browser for Dreamcast. Some more demo discs. PS1 multi-tap. What is that? Angry Birds ring from a cupcake thing. Some Game Pros and Game Informers and stuff. Dust sleeves. This is my 3DS charger, I believe. Yeah, and AR cards. Game Shark for Game Boy Advance, which is kind of expensive. E-reader, so that's pretty cool. Mega memory card. Adapter for the Wavebird. More dust sleeves and bag from EA. More memory cards and stuff like that for PS2 and for GameCube. DVD cases at the bottom here with the Super Joy, and there's more dust sleeves in the back that you can't really see, but whatever. And then this is mainly my shelf for like just movies and stuff. Some VHS tapes, just nothing really that interesting. I mean, Star Wars, Survivor, Pokemon, Power Rangers, Scream, Star Trek, more Power Rangers, Jurassic Park, Austin Powers, Blade, Captain Planet, that one's from actually when I was a kid, Dragon Ball Z, The Crow, Salvation, piece of shit movie, but the first Crow is amazing. Aliens, Adventures of Pluto Nash, again a piece of shit movie, but I used to watch it as a kid. Star Trek Next Generation, and guess what's behind here? More Star Trek Next Generation. 3 issues of manga, all Kingdom Hearts, and some Power Ranger and Digimon episodes from when I was a kid. Absolutely love those. And up here is my 3DS, which I have not played in a while, to be honest. 360 controller, which is really dusty because, again, I haven't really played it in probably a month or so. Actually, probably less than that, but it is dusty for some reason. Wii controller, nunchuck. One-piece pencil sharpener, which is broken, but whatever. I actually use this, which is kind of sad. Yeah, DVDs and stuff. I don't know, just some stupid movies I enjoy, like Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, National Treasure, Office Space, Paul, Rush Hour 2, Superman Returns, piece of shit movie, too fucking long. Terminator 3, Knocked Up. What's that underneath there? Oh shit, The Matrix. I completely forgot I had that. Futurama, Final Destination 1 and 2, Dragon Ball Z, the first 2 movies, Doom, another piece of shit movie that's video game related, Blade 1 and 3, don't have the second one for some reason, Ballistic, X vs. Ever, piece of shit movie, Austin Powers, American Wedding, and then a few Blu-rays, not that many, I don't collect them, but whatever. The Crow, one of my favorite movies of all time, fucking amazing movie. Star Trek, the first reboot, and then Star Trek Into Darkness 3D. Both great movies, just phenomenal. And then Wrath of the Titans, which is a piece of shit. One more thing, I completely forgot about this. Yeah, this is a cabinet full of duplicates, and oh, yeah, here's extra controllers too. I forgot to mention that. Whole bunch of cords and controllers and stuff. These are ones I don't use. So an extra N64 one, extra GameCube, extra PS2, extra 360 in the back, extra Wii is somewhere in here, extra Dreamcast with a few VMUs, extra PS1s, just whatever. There's this case thing which is fucking jam-packed full of duplicates that are disc only. So yeah, there's like random crap in here. Halo 2, Jade Cocoon, Wii Sports, Mario Party 7, what is that? Beyblade, Looney Tunes Racing, Spyro, Rayman, Yakuza, Crash, yeah, just random stuff, Spyro again, yeah, and then more stuff, disc only, Kingdom Hearts, manuals and stuff here, Rygar, NFL Blitz, yeah, this is really just like a junk section, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, NFL Blitz again, Mercury Meltdown, Luigi's Mansion, Final Fantasy X, Someday Mingo. These manuals are from like the last pick of video, Crash manuals and Croc and stuff like that. This is mainly the stuff I haven't sold yet, because during this Christmas season I actually sold a good amount of my duplicates, so now this is all that I really have left. I mean, actually some of these I still need to actually sell. Like, probably the most notable one here is Star Wars Battlefront. I still have a copy of that I need to sell. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Scarface, Devil May Cry, Kingdom Hearts, Grand Theft Autos. Over there, just 2 empty, these are mostly empty cases with the exception of Link's Crossbow Training and Tony Hawk right there. And there's stuff down there. Oh shit, Ratchet and Clank, I forgot I had that. Ape Escape, another empty case, and 2 N64 games I still need to sell, Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario 64. That is my entire video game collection, 1,892 games. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's pretty long, but whatever. I only do this once a year, so I might as well make it as long as possible. So yeah, that is my room tour. Thank you for watching.